website plan that I've put together here. I'll run through this pretty briefly just to give you an idea of what's been worked on. And of course, you could always provide me your feedback of what you like, what you don't like, what you might want to change. Up here we have your navigation with your logo and some navigation menu items to bring you to different parts of the site. Like I had mentioned on the phone before, this is a one-page site, so essentially when someone clicks on these navigation links, they're going to be brought down to different parts of this one page. So that's the navigation header. It stays pinned at the top, so it's always visible. Down here we have an image with your logo and your tagline and a button that brings them to the training options. This background image here is on a setting that randomizes it so that when people go to the site, it changes. And that'll happen, I think there's 6 images loaded in, so that'll happen pretty awesomely, so that they don't feel like they're at the same site every time, which is good for a fresh look. Down here I have your training options. I call it K9 to 5 Obedience School, but we can change that to say training options if you'd rather stick to that. These icons, when you roll over them, they bring you to the different training options that you provide. It's pretty straight up, nothing too crazy here, but it allows for having all this content and copy here without it being overwhelming to the viewer to see all that copy at one time. So that's that. We go down to events where you have your dog socials and your hiking with your dog options. Pretty basic. The one thing I did do that I should mention with these icons is that I made them vector so that people can zoom in on your site and the icons will never look pixelated. So just, nice little feature. We have your about here. Talks about you. Has a contact button here, which would bring them down to the contact. I have your video loaded in here, your first promo video that we did, so people can view that. Right now, nothing is linking to bring people to this portion of the site, but we could always add that if you want somewhere else. Down here, we have the contact form, which is basically, fill your name, your email, your message, and they bark at you. And down here on the footer, we have the connect, which lists a phone icon, which will, if they click on it or touch on it, it will call your phone. It will email you, bring them to a map of where the group classes are. Right now, this is at a furry affair, but I know that you will be changing that sometime in the future, so just let me know what that is. This will bring them to the Google map of the veterinary location for the hospital, and this will bring them to your Facebook page, if they can close that. And one of the nice features that I was able to integrate, and we'll have to, I'll have to give you a brief on the back end of this, is I added a book now button, which will basically bring up a calendar for people to be able to book an appointment with you. And you can completely control the back end of this, and I'll show you that in a second. But I loaded in just some sample things like your obedience services, your training options. People can pick something, they can pick a provider. Right now I have myself loaded in, but I can change that to you, obviously. And then they can pick a date, and you load in your dates and times available via the back end so that they can only pick things that are available for you. So if I could just pick this, and then I got to enter my name, my email, my phone, my address, and any comments. And then they just confirm. So that's a really cool thing, and what's cool about it also is that you have complete control over your calendar and the things included within it via this Setmore backend that pretty much provides all the functionality of that calendar on your site. So with your account set up, you have your login information for Setmore. It's free. There's no charge for it. I believe there is a charge for it if you wanted to upgrade to something more fancy with it, but I don't know if you're going to need that just yet. You could always, figure that out over time. But you have, this is just like any other social media account. You have full control over what's happening in it, what the contact information is. You could have your Facebook page, etc., etc. But the most important thing is you can control your hours. You can change these things, and you have full control over your calendar and what's available, what isn't. So I opted to throw that on there rather than the blogging thing that we had talked about, because I thought this Book Now functionality would be more relevant to your business and what we want this website to do. So just, that's really it. Just let me know what you think. We could all these things are, again, just placeholder now. We could always change things around and modify or tweak as you see fit. And we'll talk soon.